Hi friends, a man and his cow. A nice beautiful story which I thought of sharing with all of you. Once a Chinese master was on his way traveling along with his disciple. As they were passing by, the master felt very thirsty, wanted to have some water. They were looking for some hut or a house or someone who can give them water, and they could see far away there was a small hut. So they went to the place and they could find a small family there. And around the hut, the entire land was barren, no crop, nothing was there. And a small family, a man, his wife and three small children were there. And there was this, lean and thin cow was there. So these people went there and they requested for a glass of water. So the man came and gave water. They had water and they said, the master said, how come in such a deserted place, barren land, how come they are living? How are you making a living? He asked him. So the man said, sir, we have that cow, that thin cow you see, it gives us milk. And with that milk, my three children and my wife and I, we survive. And in case we have some extra sparing milk, we make some cheese and we go and sell in the city, and some extra milk sometimes we go and even sell in the city. With that we are making a living and we are happy the way we are. So the master heard and he said fine, and then the master and disciple, they started going away. Suddenly the master told the disciple that you just go back, take that cow and take it to the top of the mountain, take it to the cliff and push that cow off the cliff. The disciple was shocked. He said, Master, how can we do this? That man, in fact, he had given us water, and only way they are surviving is because of that cow and the milk that it's giving. And if we throw the cow off the cliff, the cow will die and the entire family is going to die. We'll become sinners. The master thought for a second and said, that's my order. Go on to. So disciple, since he can't say no to the master, he went and very secretly he took off that rope of that cow and then he pulled the cow to the top of the cliff, and the cow fell down the cliff and died. And the disciple came back and joined the master and they went off. But as they were walking, the disciple was feeling very bad that these people had only way of living was, the source of living was this cow, and I did biggest sin. But master was smiling and didn't see anything. And 1, 2, 3 years rolled by, and soon the master was no longer there, and the disciple always had at his back of his mind that he has done some sin. He was very guilty. He wanted to see whether they are dead or alive. So the disciple, all by himself, he came back to the same place. As he came to the barren land, he saw the entire land was become totally green, lot of water, bodies were there. There was a beautiful building, and he would see lot of people gathered there and they were having a party. Was a bit surprised. He went closer to the house and said, excuse me, here there was one family who used to live near a hut. I wanted to know where that family is right now. So one of the persons said, oh, that man who is hosting the party, he is the owner of that hut. So the disciple went and met and that person, and he could soon recognize that same man who was very lean and thin has become very healthy and very well dressed. He had his wife and who was fully dressed up in jewelry, and he had loving children, all of them very well doing. And then disciple said, see, you had a cow, and I came with my master a few years back and we had a glass of water, and now how come you made a big building and how you become so rich? The man said, yeah, you are right. That time we had a cow, but I don't know what happened. The cow went up the cliff and it fell down, it died. And that was the only source of income that we had. Since the cow was no longer there, we were made to think as to what alternative source of income we can generate, what new skills we can learn. And then my wife and I, we started developing and learning some new skills, and we slowly started to venture into new fields, and within 3 years we become one of the richest people here. And all this land, all because of now we not having cow, and we have become so rich and so popular, and we have become that much more developed. If only we had that cow, we would have been still living the same old, the small hut we would have been living. And that actually made the disciple to understand why the master had told him to throw that cow off the cliff. My question to you is, what is that cow that is holding you? How many times you felt that you are very comfortable, you are in a comfort zone, that job which was giving some 30,000-40,000 rupees salary, and say life is going on smoothly, and until one day you lost the job and you didn't know what to do, that's when you ventured into new business, you went on to become multi-millionaire. And how many times you thought that there was some business which was giving you regular income and that income stopped, and then you venture into some new field altogether and that has given you prominence. So most human beings, what they do is they don't want to rock their boat. They don't want to throw their cow off the cliff. So they want to live within that comfort zone, and that actually prevents us, stops us in becoming something bigger in life. So we have to ask this question to ourselves: what is that cow which is holding us, which is not allowing us to grow, which is not allowing us to learn something new, which is not allowing us to venture into some new fields, which is not allowing us to become big? So if you can throw that cow off the cliff, maybe you will become like that man who had went on to become a rich, and from the small hut he transcended into a beautiful mansion, and you too and I too, we all can become big people. So ask this question at regular intervals and then throw that cow cliff and try to become a new person, new man, because it is okay to trip and fall and fail, but it is not okay not to try something new. Now that's what human life is made up of, and that's what I want to share with you, friends. And this is Squadron Jayasimha signing off.